Happy Thanksgiving. If you're watching this on the day of Thanksgiving, this is probably gonna be the day that I am gonna be posting it. So, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate it, then it's okay. We're gonna be talking about gratitude and just like the importance of gratitude and reminding ourselves to be grateful for things. So that's gonna be kind of like the topic. Sorry that kind of like went all over the place. So with that being said, welcome to another episode of Melon Let's Go. We have another solo episode in the car, and we're in my uncle's car. So I'm really grateful that I get to kind of like sneak out of the of my aunt's house and like record here for real like kind of quick. I've been here for maybe like an hour or two. So, but I don't know if you needed to know that. I don't know, but that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, because that really supports the podcast. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can follow there too. And in, I keep saying and too much. And in Spotify, you could also comment, because I would love to read somebody's comment. Like, please, somebody comment there. But yeah, with that being said, let's continue with the episode. So gratitude. I think Thanksgiving or November is really like a month for. It reminds us a lot to like to be grateful for a lot of things, and I think I mentioned in the like one of the first I think the first episode I did for November was like help doing more gratitude. So I don't know how well I did with that, but this past week I feel like just in general this month I've definitely been more like trying to be more present and trying to really reflect more like kind of kind of like the question of like what do I really want to do, but still being grateful with the life that I have, and like kind of like trying to see like how can I reach like my potential, how can I follow the thing that I want to do or start doing the thing that I want to do, but still being because I we also had like big changes this month, so we are moving, like my family and I are moving, or we already moved um to a new home, so we're really grateful for that opportunity experience, because it's definitely kind of better. I don't know why I said that. In a better neighborhood. Um, so that's really nice, and there's like really close stores, so that's also really nice. And yeah, I think just that is a whole new experience. I'm really thankful that I'm more on the minimalist side compared to my family. Like I'll tell you a quick secret, like they're hoarders. Like my family, they're crazy in that sense. Like they need to work on that. And I kind of went on the extreme side of being minimalist and having like I still have stuff, but not compared to like my which I'm actually gonna be putting out a video on that, so you can watch that. I didn't show like my family, but I did show like my stuff, so you could definitely like judge me from there. Like, do I have a lot of stuff? Is this a lot? Like, do you have more or do you have less? And not in like the judging and comparison, but like if you like identify with a minimalist or or a hoarder, I don't know, like do you have more or less in that sense? So yeah, so stay tuned for that. But I think like gratitude from a lot of like podcasts that I listen to, a lot of personal development podcasts, and then spirituality podcasts. Gratitude is always like one of the things that it's always ingrained. Like count your blessings, be grateful, like do a journal like every day, like write 3 things, 5 things, 10 things of the things you're grateful for, and that will really help. And that they claim, I guess, or they say that like it's going to change your life type of thing. So I haven't done like the writing down, but I've definitely been more of like talking and kind of like saying it out loud when I pray. I do give my thanks to like God, to the universe, like to all of like that realm, and just like thank you for this, thank you for like the small things. Like I recently again I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers again, and yes, no, today in the morning, 'cause I had to like drop somebody. I had to drop somebody off. I feel like I'm talking so fast that I can't even like say all the words at once. Hold up, give me one sec. I had to drop somebody off, so while I was driving, I kept seeing a lot of three threes, a lot of 33s. Like I would like turn and I'll see a 33, and I will turn around and I will drive and like turn around and I will see another 33, and then like one like at the kind of like the corner of my eye was like just kind of quick. I glanced and it was a 333. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, what is this like 333 coming from? Like, what are you trying to tell me? And interestingly enough, when I was like I mentioned it before, I watched a podcast with Fred Broca where he talks about numerology and kind of like talks about the meaning of these numbers. So for the number 33, and I could leave like a picture of it like right here of like the meaning of 33, like what I wrote down. And pretty much like one of the things was like you're starting to understand, or you need to understand, either you are starting or you need to understand the like what living life like truly is, like what life is about. So I'm like, interesting, because that's literally what I've been thinking, I'm praying about. Because if you've watched like previous, I think the 2 episodes ago, I was talking about like I just don't know what I want to do with my life. Like I'm 24. I didn't say my age, but I'm 24 now. I was like, what are you doing? Like you haven't had a 9 to 5, and you know you go into this like downhill thing of like all the things you haven't accomplished, and you forget to be grateful for the things that you have done and that we all have done. Certain things, whether it's like exercising, whether it's like eating healthier, whether it's like drinking more water even though you hate water, you know, like little stuff like starting to walk more, and like putting in your 10,000 steps. You know, we forget to be grateful for things. We forget that even the simple things, or maybe it's like sometimes we forget that not everybody has these experiences, like hanging out with your family, being able to eat with your family, you know, having a conversation with your mom, having a conversation with your dad, you know, having a conversation with like family members, with your aunts, uncles. So like all these things we forget to be grateful. And just like for most of us, we live in a nice or comfortable, like we have a roof over our heads, we have food, or like whatever, like simple or as luxurious as it is, like we have food on our tables. So like we have to be grateful for these things. And when we when we aren't grateful for these things, we tend to go into these funks of like, man, I didn't do anything with my life, like man, like my life is so boring, like man. And it's like that's not that 3-3 reminded me like that's not what life is about. Like life is about enjoying the moments. And if we can't enjoy the moments now, if we can't be grateful for the situation or the life we're living now, we're not gonna be grateful when we have the $1,000, when we have the $2,000, when we have the $3,000, when we have like these, like whatever we think we want, like these bigger homes or this car or this like experiences. Because if we're not okay with who we are right now, with the experiences that, and we can't like make the most of it, we're always gonna feel like there's always gonna be something missing in those experiences that we think that we desire. And sometimes we think that's what's gonna bring us happiness, when in reality that's not the case. Like these earthly things, these vacations, these experiences, if we don't, it could be either when we have those experiences, they're just like is this really it? Like is this what I've really been wanting and asking for? Like why do I still feel like there's a hole in my heart, or in there's a void? And or you're happy for a moment, but that feeling kind of like starts lowering. ¿Cómo se dice? Como there's this word I'm looking for. I don't know. But it just starts, the feeling starts, that is it dissipating? I don't know. But it kind of starts lowering, to use like basic vocabulary. And we realize we again go back to like, oh, was that it? Like was that just like a feeling of like 5 minutes a day, a week, 2 weeks? Because when I went to my Texas trip, like at the moment, like even there were like moments where I was like, what the heck? Like is this it? Like I was driving for hours. I'm like, damn, is this really it? Like is this what road tripping is? Road tripping is? Is this what traveling by yourself is. And I was like, damn. But then I also had like amazing experiences of like manifestation or like guidance and being able to sleep on strangers' houses and like them giving me a home and like trusting each other like blindly. And I was like, that's freaking cool. Like that's awesome. But then you will go back home and it's like that was it. Like the experience that I've been wanting for over a year. Like it happened, but that didn't change my life. And as grateful as I am, like I now understand and sometimes I forget, but then I remind myself like those moments are gonna be gone at some point. Like those experiences that we want, they're gonna be gone at some point. And if you can't appreciate now, and if you can't appreciate those moments when you're in those moments, then the intention behind it is just not gonna be like it's not gonna be completely worth it because you're gonna be in nostalgia, or even like if you are, you're at the end of the day you'll redirect with like being gratitude, if that makes sense. Because I am grateful for that experience. Like I was probably one of the first in my family to like kind of like travel intentionally. Like I actually wanted to go somewhere and like, doing things on my own and figuring things out, like with the car, with the rental car, with like where am I gonna eat, where am I gonna sleep. Like I literally did the Planet Planet Fitness membership or subscription so that in case I have nowhere to sleep, that's my backup. So you know, we forgot to be those great and grateful for like ourselves, like the talents that we have, the qualities that we have, the skills that we have, the whatever it is, because sometimes we don't know what our qualities or our talents or our gifts are. But once you start like looking within and you start being grateful for things, you kind of like start maybe unconsciously or consciously you start to also be grateful for yourself, for like reacting differently, for redirecting your thoughts, for when you're in a funk starting to do something differently. When right now, if I'm being honest, like right now I didn't really want to record and now this is my third episode. So it's like you start getting that momentum. It's like okay, like no, we got this, we got this, we got this. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful that like Andrea now decided to do a video and like now I feel better. So it's like we just gotta be grateful. Like sometimes, yes, we are gonna be in this funk, saying we're gonna forget and we're gonna be like shit, but then you're gonna remember, and then you're gonna start doing little things where it's gonna be like, it's gonna start building momentum, and you can start with gratitude. You can start with gratitude. Like I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. Like oh, thank you that I have like food in my fridge, or thankful that I'm able to drink water, and I'm thankful that I have my family with me, and I'm thankful that I have clothes to wear. You know, just little stuff like that, and like the, that really starts like helping. Like praying is also like has really helped me out this week. Just like giving thanks and then asking for guidance. It's really been really helpful, and those numbers, like these angel numbers, like they really helped me. Like maybe I'm just like inventando or whatnot, but like these numbers have really helped me kind of like remind me like okay, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep going, like you gotta focus on this, you gotta remind yourself like you gotta chill, you gotta relax, you know. So you know, everybody's gonna have like their own resources on like how to get out of like these funks, and but at the end of the day, like the message of this episode is like maybe start with gratitude, like start with like counting your blessings. Like I feel like that would really remind you like things aren't as bad as we como lo pintamos. Like sometimes we amplify things of like being like this chaotic dramatic thing, but in reality, in if we were to look at it at a outside an outside person like looking at this, like it's actually not that bad, and like things are figure outable. So you just gotta start either asking for guidance or seeing like thinking being your thoughts of like okay, what can be a solution? I can maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that, and then just like thinking, like literally just letting things flow. But yeah, to not make this any to not make this episode any longer, um, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy any Black Friday deals because it's not the same as it used to be before. It's only like 20% off, and that could literally happen anytime of the year. So with that being said, again, I appreciate everyone or and anybody, everyone or anybody I appreciate everyone who listens to an episode. You know, it really means a lot. Like again, I've said it in the previous episodes. Like there's been like 90 views in one of my episodes and like 140 in another episode, and that was really nice. I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. So I really really appreciate it, and yeah, thank you so much. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing, beautiful day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.